Another paradox that you explore in the book, the paradox of the days of Noah, which is the rise of transhumanism. So let's get into that a little bit, talk about that paradox.
Oh man, what a fascinating thing. It's another deep dive. I've done a deep dive on technology, AI, many times. We've talked about that on previous programs. But I've also done deep dives on transhumanism. Transhumanism is the belief that we need to use science and technology to transcend the human limitations spiritually, physically, and all that stuff. And basically, in a nutshell, this is their words, not mine, they believe as elites, including Musk, they believe that it is their duty as the new gods, they literally say this out of their mouth, it's blasphemy, new gods on the planet now, it's their duty to speed up the process of evolution whether we want it or not. And at the end of the day, they're going to create a new improved race of humans where they admit you'll no longer be human. I'll give you some homework if you want to freak yourself out. They call it, now they're not going to show up on the scene and say, we're going to turn you into a modern day Nephilim. This is why I'm dealing with it, because it's a repeat of the days of Noah. What happened in Genesis chapter 6? Mankind was being hybridized out into non-humans. The Bible called it Nephilim, giants. They weren't human. And that was part of God's judgment. Jesus said in Matthew 24:37, as it was in the days of Noah, it will be again at the coming of the Son of Man. So we're going to see a repeat. Well, we are. They're just not showing up on the scene saying, we're going to turn you into a Nephilim. That's too obvious. So here's their term. Watch this. Human 2.0, augmented humanity, post-human species, or neo-humanity. Every single one of those describes their term in print, on video, that when we're done, you're not going to be human anymore.
So you think that they're wanting to merge humans with technology?
Yes. In fact, Musk he says it all the time. He's not the only one. We are already cyborgs. Cyborg is emerging with man and technology.
So I think I read somewhere, and you can probably elaborate on this, where they drilled into someone's brain some form of technology where this person, Neuralink, could control things without saying anything or moving anything. So this is already happening, right?
Yeah, it's already been approved by the U.S. government, Medical Association, for Musk's Neuralink. And he freely admits on the front, they say, well, this is going to allow people who are blind who could see again. Not against that per se. People who can't walk, they can walk again. I'm not against that per se. But the premise is that will allow them to connect your brain to a computer and AI. Now, they're not telling you the downside of that. The downside of that is they will have direct access to your thoughts.
Which is all about control.
Control, because I also have this on video. This is not a conspiracy. Once they get access to your brain, to your very thought life, which is really the last frontier of privacy, you give that up, it's game over, and that's what they want. But they said that they can not just monitor your thoughts. Watch this. They could delete your thoughts. And they're actually promoting that as a good thing. Watch this. You know why? PTSD or depression. Wouldn't you like it if you just get this brain chip? Then we could just go in there and find that bad memory that you just can't stop thinking about and making you depressed, or your deep PTSD, you're freaking out over that horrible scenario. We'll delete it. Yeah, what else are you going to delete? Once you give them access, it's that. The other thing is, I kid you not, they say that we could also insert thoughts.
Before you leave, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we would love to hear